So is that brake fluid in there? We get some fairly entertaining things coming through the shop, so we try and record them when we can. Today, we thought we'd share them with you. Hope you enjoy.
So I think they didn't get their money's worth. They should have went a little bit longer on their brakes. They brake so much that it went through this piece over here into the vents and it broke the hat. So this is loose. Completely loose. And you can see the spot where it's wore into the wheel, where it's been rubbing right here and dragging. So someone decided it was a good idea to put diesel in this RAV4.
Well, it was an accident.
It was an honest mistake. Most cars you can't even fit the diesel nozzle in it, but this one's actually got just enough room you can.
Oh, sure enough.
I've tried pumping it out the tank through the fill. That wasn't working very well. So I'm gonna try this. I'm taking a hose. We got the fuel line right here. There's a metal line I'm just stuffing this hose on. And we got the relay here. These two pins, one of them's power and the other one goes to the fuel pump. So it's power in, power out. And then these other ones are the signal. That's why they're smaller, because they need less current. But we found out there's another relay that shuts off the power to that relay. So rather than jumping two relays, I just got this. Take that pin, put it in there. I know right here is battery power, and we can watch the hose as I plug it in.
Oh, well, that looks like transmission fluid. That's pink.
What? Hold on, I'll be right back. That looks like red dye diesel. Oh my gosh, that's red dye diesel. Oh, that's really funny. She did
off-road diesel.
Yeah, she didn't just put diesel. She put off-road. That's what the red dye is off-road diesel in it. That's funny.
But that makes sense because it's a red handle, and some old pumps had red handles. Like Costco has red handles.
That's funny. Here, I'll make it really funny though.
You're a dork.
I know I am.
How many gallons are in it, do we think?
It's completely full.
Oh, so you're gonna have a few buckets of this.
Yeah. I guess I better go get another bucket or two. That's still pretty funny that they put red dye in it.
I really think it was the wrong handle, the red handle. I know it clearly states it below it, but everybody that's on their phone and busy and everything else, it happens. It's not like it's red dye number 4 that makes you all crazy.
I think you might have had some red dye number 4.
Golly.
Alright, so I just got it done, all put back together, fuel line snapped back on. So, and 5 gallons of gas poured in it. So let's see if it's gonna start. You'll probably, the coolest place to get video will be the tailpipe.
Why?
That's the funnest place to watch. Because it's probably gonna puff some smoke because there's still gonna be diesel fuel in it.
Oh! Oh, wow.
Actually, you could take a video of the balls rolling around in there.
And then all the... Wait, do it again.
What did you do now?
That car needed to be potty trained.
Gonna blame the car, are you? What the?
That's what happens when Quickie Lube doesn't tighten your oil filter.
Is that what this is from?
That's all because the oil filter was starting to come off of it.
Oh my goodness.
Yep. So this that I'm about to show you officially is in the top stupidest thing I've ever seen. They drove on the brakes so long, went metal on metal, that it went down into the vents of the rotor and actually broke it in 2 pieces because they went so long. This piece right here is paper thin that I'm grabbing onto. That's comical.
So this truck came in. It doesn't really have any brakes. If you get on it, pump it up a little bit, you can get a little bit of something just so you can move it. But it loses brakes in a big hurry. And so if you looked underneath it, I noticed that there was a bunch of fluid that was starting to pour out of it. So I was trying to figure out where, and I could see that it was all over the power steering pump and all over this, but it didn't necessarily look like any of the fittings were loose. So watch this.
Oh.
So what's happening is that the master cylinder is bleeding the pressure off into the hydro boost, and that pressure is going through the hydro boost to the power steering pump, and it has a little hole on the top that it can actually vent the pressure off. So that's where all the brake fluid's going. So
Master cylinder and flush all the lines. Because that brake fluid's essentially water.
Yeah.
So you got water in the power steering.
Huh. So we have the master cylinder out of here, trying to figure out where all of this is coming from. Well, that's full of power steering fluid. But that's got brake fluid in it.
That's got water in it.
That's like brake fluid. But there's no way that these mix, because it would have to pressurize, and there's a hole right there that keeps anything from building up. So I think somebody has been putting the wrong kind of fluid in the wrong spot. So brakes don't like oil. Brakes don't like oil at all. So
You think you put oil in the master cylinder?
and brake fluid in the power steering. In the power steering pump.
Does this have oil in it?
It's got a
it up,
kind of got a mix of it, so is what it looks like. So I think this has got, I don't know, it's hard to say. This is going in the garbage regardless, and then we'll suck that down and see what kind of a witch's brew we've got in there. So
It looks just like
I know,
just straight brake fluid to me.
Okay, you,
let's see what that does. Is that? So is that brake fluid in there? Yeah, that looks like power steering fluid. It's just weird. It's not separated, so it isn't a mix. Well, let's go push it out and see.
I'm trying to understand why it's pushing out the top too.
Well, it could just be seriously over full.
Yeah, it could be over full. No, that's power steering fluid. That's just the consistency of it. It's really, but it also looks milky. I think it does have brake fluid mixed in it. See how milky it looks? There in the bottom. Well, it's gonna need a booster, a master cylinder, and then we'll flush the power steering system, see what we get. I don't dare reuse that master cylinder where it looks like it has oil in it.
Yeah, you can just see how the firewall is super wet because the booster's been leaking for probably some time.
Kaden got this all wrapped up, got the air box and everything back in. We ended up having to put a master cylinder on it, and then we sucked the power steering fluid level back down to where it needed to be, fix that leak. He's got brakes and it's drivable, so he needs his truck back, and so we'll get it back to him.
checking out this truck. Customer states vehicle is overheated. Pop the hood. Oh hey, the belt's off of it. Without the belt spin in the water pump, that is gonna overheat. Well, oh, that's why the belt kicked. I think the water pump, pulley on the water pump, come off if I wiggle it enough. So we got this truck in. Customer stating they had a brake problem, and we notice the wheels are all covered in this, like red powdery stuff, which normally means metal on metal brakes. Closer inspection on the driver's side rear, it's all wet. It's like, oh, it needs a caliper. Oh, it really needs a caliper. Yeah, it comes in two. The rotor on this side, clear through the vents. One on the other side, metal on metal. That's what it's supposed to look like. That's what it does look like. Can't make this stuff up. Alright, same truck here. Go over to the front brakes. And you see these little dots like right there throughout the rotor. Those are hot spots. And all these lines, you can't feel it like I can, but it's ridged. These rotors are pretty warped. And right there, that's a metal on metal mark. The front brakes were metal on metal also. Do you think he got his money's worth?
All right, that takes care of it for today. Till next time, remember, self-control is strength. Don't allow your emotions to overcome your intelligence. Thanks for watching. Don't drink and wrench. It doesn't work.
Might cost you a little bit more in the end.
Yeah.
A little bit more than just the cost of the drinking.
Yep.